Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. This is part of NJTV's In Your Neighborhood series. We're in beautiful Camden, New Jersey, and we are proud to be interviewing two very special people. A gentleman that is no stranger to the folks in this Camden area, World Be Free. He is ambassador to Sixers basketball. We'll talk about that career in just a second. And Amy Hever is executive director of community engagement and the Sixers at the Sixers Youth Foundation. How you doing?
Good, good. Thank you.
Now this guy's special, very special, no?
He is.
He is part of Camden, Philadelphia lore with the Philadelphia 76ers, is he not?
Absolutely.
Now, you played from what years?
Well, I came in prehistoric days. I came in back in 75, and I retired in 89, 90.
This is part of the In Your Neighborhood series that our production company, the Caucus Educational Corporation, is contributing to this great initiative in your neighborhood with NJTV. But the Sixers and Camden have a very tight connection, do they not?
Well, they always have. Ever since I've been here, we always came over to Camden and did some things with the schools because, doing speaking engagements, things like that, as far as talking about success, failures, drugs, just being positive and trying to, and I always talked about letting kids know that, look, you have an opportunity to do something. I'm from the projects myself, from New York City, from Brooklyn, and, I got out. So, I mean, it can happen for anybody, not only in basketball, sports, anything that you do positive, you can get out.
These kids in Camden, what are they facing? And explain to folks, I mean, I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, and there's Newark, there's Brooklyn, there's Camden. It's all not the same, but not that much different. But for those who may not know Camden and what these kids are facing, describe it.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, we look at the statistics, and we look at the statistics of the city of Camden. I mean, certainly there are a lot of challenges around poverty. There's a lot of deep poverty and poverty that exists in this city. And when we talk about the work that we do here in the community, it really dovetails off of a lot what World says, is we know we have the ability, I think the power and the obligation to really serve as a change agent here through sport. And what we hope over time is that we can use sport as that vehicle for some sustainable change over time.
Describe it a little bit. I mean, the Sixers Youth Foundation. Give us a couple of examples of exactly the kind of work you're doing and the impact you're having.
The foundation is really somewhat new, so we just really started to get our programs rolling as of last year, and now that we're here in Camden, we hope to really get it up to a full run, meaning how can we deeply embed ourselves in all neighborhoods across this city? And one of the ways in which we do that is the work that we do out in the community. So we're looking at courts as an example that we can go out and renovate. How do we increase safe places to play? And that's one thing, and that's really in the more traditional sense of how we view the opportunities around using the power of basketball as a tool for change. The other is work that we do in the classrooms. So we actually have two programs that are embedded here in Camden, one at Kip Lanning and the other one at Cooper's Point, both of which are programs where we took the actual lessons that one can learn from sport and use those as character building, as life success training opportunities for these students. So essentially, how do we use this game as an opportunity to help them grow and become leaders, the next generation of leaders?
Well, talk about that a little bit. I mean, for those who do not know or may not remember this guy and how incredibly talented he was, World had a 44-inch vertical leap. Still have it? We'll talk later.
Can't get over the Sunday news now, but
44-inch vertical leap. 360-degree leap and a flamboyant playing style. That's an understatement, by the way. For those of us who are Knicks fans, we were in pain every time you played against us. But, the connection between basketball and life skills. Talk about them.
Well, we had a program, and we used to call it the Each One Teach One thing. It was a thing that, with the adults come out and try to show the kids the right way to go and do the right things. As far as, trying to, and playing basketball was a real vehicle for getting the attention of the kids. You have to realize that when you're dealing with young people, if you don't get them that first 30 seconds, you really don't have them. And the thing is, what we try to do is give them something that they like. It might not be basketball, it might be football, it could be baseball, it could be any kind of sport that they're interested in. And we try to go ahead and target that to get their attention and bring them home.
But what life skill? What are we really talking about? Getting up and functioning and doing the things you need to do every day. Are those life skills?
Those are life skills, yeah. I mean, like, you have to look at it. When kids see grown-ups, they try to imitate what we do, you know. And a lot of times things are not going right for them in the cities, and you know, they follow the wrong group. I can go to like schools, middle schools. I can go to high schools. I can talk to kids, and kids will tell me. They'll come up and tell me. They say, "World," and I ask them. I would say, like, why are you playing hooky? Something like that.
Or doing worse.
Or or doing worse. And you know what they tell me? They say, "World, I can make more money than you in a day, just walking around the streets here doing what I do." And I said, "Oh man," I said, "That's sad." They said, "No, that's life." And that's what they tell me. So I'm looking at them like, okay, you know, but you know, you should go ahead and at least try to do something different. So someone else is looking at you. You can help that other person because, you know, you went wrong. Somebody else can go right.
You know, Amy, as you're listening to World talk about these kids and a very skewed sense of life, but that's the reality they face, you're trying to send them what message?
So what we're trying to do is, with the work that we're doing, it speaks exactly what World says. We have to engage them and right at that moment. And it comes in varying ways, shapes, and methods and how we do so. And it's a matter of harnessing the energy of the game. And so what does that translate into? It gives us a window and an opportunity, if we can capture that attention, to teach them things about communication, about teamwork, about pushing for greatness, and ultimately boiling down to wanting to value and care and respect oneself, and wanting to value and care and respect for others. These are skills that one would need to have, certainly in the school setting, at home, throughout every step and stage of one's life. And really, I think we have an opportunity not to certainly solve this complex problem around poverty, but certainly be one of those supporting elements.
You're bullish about Camden?
I think, coming here to Camden, it's not only a tremendous opportunity, obviously, for the Sixers and to build this world-class facility, but there's so much growth, there's so much opportunity here. And as it relates to the work that's being done in the communities, there are so many organizations, whether it's through other businesses and their social responsibility efforts, or other nonprofit organizations. Like, the ability to create partnerships that really, I think, can catalyze change here is tremendous.
Final question, World. Camden, great city?
Oh, Camden's a great city. Camden's been in existence for a long time. I've been through about at least about 6 mayors in this city.
And you're still here.
And I'm still here, you know. And I seen it come, you know, and I'm like seeing it. I seen it grow. I seen it down, and I seen it come back. And as we can see, things are just starting to grow back here again. It's starting to be a beautiful place again.
I want to thank you, World. I want to thank you, Amy. We appreciate it from beautiful Camden.
Thank you.
And I want to ask folks to stay with us as we continue our In Your Neighborhood series as part of this great NJTV initiative.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berry Foundation, Virtua, Partners for Health Foundation, Qualcare Inc., Johnson & Johnson, Kessler Foundation, and by ADP. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.